Hi friends, we are looking at the Insoon Bee House, set number SG8825 with 1,704 pieces. In this video, we're going to just unbox everything. We're going to look at the box, we'll look at all the parts, we'll look at the lighting kit, and we'll look at the instructions to see how complicated this is going to be. So starting with the box, what we're seeing here is a honeybee hive modular, and it has these three modules, hexagonal shapes, and they are snapped together, and one of them is actually floating above the terrain that you see down here. It's minifigure scale, sort of. You see a dog here, and you've got some beehives and boxes, and then you've got these little bee builds everywhere all over this. So one here, two here, three along here that spin along this propeller, a bunch inside of here. And so it looks like it's being habitated or lived in by bees as well as humans. So you can add your own minifigures. It doesn't come with any minifigures, but there's a place for one to sleep in here with that cat. Looks like this might be a stove right there as well. And then down here is more of like a factory or maybe a honey processing area. And then there's a garden, a tree. There might be another tree on the other backside as well. All right, and then here's another look at it with all the pieces taken off. So you can remove this top module, take this module off. Oh, I see what's going on. That little tree trunk is what's holding this one in place. And then they're held with pins together as well. And this does have a lighting kit. We'll take a look at that. Here's another view of the details within each of the rooms. All right, so that's your box. And then for the parts, you've got numbered bags 0 through 7. And they're using Lego compatible parts, and it uses part colors and part designs that are pretty familiar. This color right here is milkier than the light tan you might be used to. As far as I could tell, everything was a printed piece. There's a lot of flame yellow there. Everything was printed. There were no stickers that I could find at all in here, so that's kind of nice. And there's one whole bag that is just plates because it's going to have, I think, a pretty good base to it, you know, just to build out everything. And bigger than that, of course. All right, so let's look at the lighting kit real quick. There's something unique about this kit, which is it's the first time I've seen a kit use 1x6s instead of 1x4s for the lighting bricks. So there's 3 of them. It looks like they're in a single line. And let's just pull this isolator out so we can turn it on. Comes with batteries. Pull that out, flip the switch, and then there they are. So they're pretty bright, and there's 4 LEDs per each. So this is going to be pretty much double the brightness of what I've seen with my other Insoon sets. And not only double the brightness, but half the square footage that it has to light up. So I think there was 1 per module. And so that's going to be potentially very bright, considering also that the each room is this yellowish color. I think it's going to be a pretty bright model when it's done. Here is the booklet. Nice matte finish, pretty thick. And they actually have a little bit of story on the very first pages. And they chose a really awful font to use here. I think they chose it because it felt fancy, but it's actually very, very hard to read. So it's a little bit of story behind the model, and there's information about what each of these modules are. This one says it's the Beehive, and there's a queen bee, and the queen bee actually has a little crown, so they include a queen bee in this. The rest of these are a little bit hard to read. You know, I think this says beekeeper's bedroom for that one, and then this one says honey extraction room for this module here. So there's a lot of stuff to see, a lot of details, and they even kind of point them out. You know, they say, here's a squirrel, here are mushrooms, you know, so that's nice of them to do that. I think that's a little bit extra I haven't really seen from Insoon before. And then here we see what the bags will build for you. And I was noticing that these things are all brick built, and they're brick built at these very specific angles to create the hexagons. But beyond that, it's pretty ingenious that they were actually able to attach furniture to those angles, and how they did it I think is very clever. So you see here's a shelving unit, but they've got to attach it to an almost 45-degree angle there. So they've done it with clips that are coming off of the walls, and they have some other slopes with studs in them that they're using too. And then here's a look at that lighting kit, the full lighting kit, and how it's being used. And I like that they are giving you information about how to route the wires. So that's nice. And then you build up the back of it. Looks like there's holes so that you can run the wires in one side and out the other. So they've thought about the wiring. The wiring is custom just for this kit. So I really like that. And every surface has something built up on it, And if I had a city modular or city layout, I might try to turn this into an Airbnb or something that really stands out as a structure, or maybe it's a either an amusement park or something that is an attraction in my brick city for people to come and explore. And then here's a full look at it when it's complete. Another couple looks as well. And yeah, and then of course with these instructions, what they do is everything's kind of this light blue color, except for the new items that you have to add in that step are in color. So that makes it really easy if you're new to building with bricks. This should be pretty easy to get into and fun. It is on the larger side, so set aside a couple hours for sure. And if you're into bees, I think you'll enjoy it. If you're into city modules or just really interesting structures or models and builds, I think you'll enjoy it too. All right, there you go. I hope you like this video. If you do, hit like, and if you could subscribe, that would mean a lot to me, and you'll be the first to know when it's been built. All right. Oh, and we'll review it. Okay, thank you.